Warning, this is Jake's first walkthrough of Katawa Shoujo, and has no idea what to expect. But upon saying that, some content may be inappropriate for kiddies.
Previously on Katawa Shoujo.
Heart attack!
One-eyed chick, classic pink-haired girl with glasses. Right here, she's deaf. Right here, over bubbly laughingness. He's got a scarf, that is top, and it's Gryffindor colors, that is awesome. My life is not a game here. Or is it?
And
let's play Risk. Who is this lady? Oh, she's blind. That's what I was thinking. Ha! It's you! I finally found you! When she runs, they just run away! Where was I? Oh yes, vast feminine conspiracy. And she's got no legs!
And
even without a voice, Shizune is direct and brash, and Misha seems to get along with everyone. On the other hand, Lily is soft-spoken and relaxed, while Hanako seems to be the shyest girl I've ever met. Polar opposites.
And our story continues.
Hey, everybody out there in the YouTubes of land. Jake of the OneManBand is back again, playing more Katawa Shoujo. When we last left off, somebody just burst open the door, and now we're gonna see what all the hubbub is about. I'm interrupted by the door of the classroom suddenly slamming open. Ah! Yes, of course it would be. Misha. Teacher! Misha crashes in, hands straight in the enthusiastic greeting, her voice loud and lively enough to wake the dead from their graves. She probably will, watch. She starts towards the teacher's desk with her bouncing step, hands energetically swinging with the rhythm. Matao visibly dismayed at the interruption, and Misha, in general, slumps in his chair. Midako. Mikado. Mikado. Whatever. Misha stops in her tracks and looks around cluelessly as if she's sensing from his tone that something's wrong, but has no idea what. Yes? We have talked about the volume control before. Yes? But she doesn't lower her voice at all, and the teacher just rubs his eyes. Oh, she's like a child. His child, kinda. So what is it? What do you want? We need help. We are running out of supplies for the festival stands. And why are you asking him? This is a distress. She waves a pink slip of paper she's holding around. So, go get more supplies from the art room. What's the problem with that? Plywood. Plywood is always the problem. Last time we wanted more, there was only a little, but that time we just took it all and went with that. Now there is like none left there, so do you know where there is some? Go to the hardware store! Duh! I don't understand. How would I know? Sichan! I mean, the president thought that a teacher would know if there is plywood. Was she wrong? Matao looks like he is in a great pain, frowning with his entire essence, and Misha doesn't get it at all. He's like the science teacher. Why would he know where plywood is? Looking at the two of them communicate is terrible. Like looking at a man being tortured by drilling his skull open with blasting pop music at full volume at the same time. I'm afraid I have no idea if there is any plywood in the school, let alone where it would be if there was any. Aw, what should I do? Go to the hardware store! Perhaps try to find Mr. Nomiya. I'm quite sure he would know where to find everything you need. You'd have to pry them from his cold dead hands, but that's a different matter. I don't have time, we are so busy. But you need the plywood, so make time. Duh. She holds her head with both her hands, looking as despairing as it's possible for a person like her. Without even noticing, she crumples the note she's holding against her hair. I shouldn't even be fetching these things. There is so much to do, and we are falling behind the schedule. Matao looks at her gravely and then suddenly smiles. Smiling doesn't really fit his face. I think it'd be better if he didn't. Some people, I don't know. I wonder if you could get some temporary help. He switches his staring at me focusingly with a hard expression as if trying to say, go make some friends. Great, I'm gonna be stuck with Misha Shizune again. Okay, whatever. I mean, it's fun. I guess I could give you a hand. You can? Thanks, Hichan. You're really nice. She pauses, does a double take, and then points at me with her finger, yelling, "Ah!" and looking very puzzled. Come to think of it, what's Hichan doing here? Class is over, you should be having fun. We just had a little chat. Oh no, it's not detention, is it? Are you in trouble, Hichan? Well, I think now I am. No, I'm not. Is Hichan in trouble, teacher? No, I just told you that. No, he's not. See? Matao sighs deeply, and I feel that I have to help Misha to get her off the teacher's back. So, what do you need? Here's a list. I can try to find the plywood from somewhere if there's none in the art room. She offers me the note she's holding. I take it, hesitating a bit. I said I'd help you, but this has no implications or whatever on whether I'm joining the council or not. Aww. Still, thanks, Hichan. Try to be quick. We are in a stall building streak now. We must hurry, hurry, hurry! And then she's gone. She bounces out of the classroom, leaving me and the teacher looking at each other with something that feels like a silent agreement. Well, there you have it, Nikkei. You have something to do now. Please don't sound so smug. You got me into this, man! Looking at the list with a number of items ranging from paint to plywood, all written with small, neat handwriting, which is undoubtedly Shizune's, I heave a sigh. I'll be going then. Waving the long list limply at the teacher, I exit the hallway. The classrooms closest to ours are designated belonging to classes 3-1, 3-2, on the right side 3-4, on the left side, each door looking exactly the same. Further down the corridor, still with identical doors, are the rooms that I didn't think were used for classrooms. I guess the art room is not a classroom as such. I carefully push open the furthest door and peek in. Once again, just guessing on doors. Do you know what happened last time we guessed on a door? We met more people. So we're probably going to meet another person. It's a classroom, but it seems rather badly kept or not in use. Am I in the right place? Well, probably not. Do you see any, like, canvases or paints? Desks and chairs are all around the room, a thin layer of dust settling on them. There are some easels in the corner, so at least it looks like the right place. The room is flushed with sunlight from the big window, shadows creeping all over the desks. Specks of dust are dancing in the stagnant air, making the beam of light almost visible. Jokingly, I call this the empty room. Anybody? Something catches my eye, and I stop mid-sentence. I mean, I didn't even have time to read that sentence. And another person! She eating with her feet? That is top! Sitting on a desk is the short-haired girl, curiously wearing a boy's uniform, with a fork between her toes, a morsel of food stuck firmly on the end. This odd way of dining seems to be caused by her apparent lack of hands. Oh, dang. Yeah, she doesn't have any arms. So we met a girl with no legs, a girl with no arms, a blind girl, a deaf girl, and then a socially awkward girl. Strange. But her presence here is what takes me aback even more. How did I miss her before? She's sitting in a corner very still, but I still somehow took her as a part of the furniture or a statue at first glance. Wow, you're a jerk. I'm not being too observant today as a whole. The girl seems to be frozen in place, staring at me with huge eyes like a rabbit in headlights. She's staring at me, her mouth wide open, ready to accept the fork. I'm staring at her, my mouth wide open, suddenly remembering I didn't finish my sentence and trying to think that if I should. This weird stalemate keeps us both stunned into silence. Punctuated only by the wall clock ticking rhythmically. Do you ever have that time where you just like stare at somebody and you don't say a word? I have. And it lasts forever. He looks at me, and I look at him. Hello? The girl stuffs the fork full in her mouth and is now staring at me expectantly while chewing. This is a bit awkward. Hello, I was told to pick up some supplies from here for some festival stalls, I think. I didn't think there would be anyone here. There isn't. That's why I came here too. Ah, smart. She picks up another forkful. Does that mean you're here? Doesn't that mean you're here then? She raises her eyebrows as if she was suspecting my observation was false. You are pretty observant. I guess it does. But who are you? This girl is pretty straightforward, isn't she? I'm Nikkei. Hishio Nikkei. I just transferred in on Monday. I'm Rin. Tezuka Rin. Rin Tezuka. I won't shake hands with you, but at least we know who we are now. Well, you can kind of do the foot thing. Shake your foot. That's very nice. Her deadpan manner of talking makes it hard to determine whether she's joking about shaking hands or not. It kind of bothers me. Joking about this matter doesn't feel appropriate at all. While I'm trying to figure what's appropriate and whether this girl is, she seems to have lost interest in me and is now gazing yearningly back at her food. Can I continue my lunch, if you don't mind? I won't mind you. If you need to get your stuff, the supplies are in the back. Go right ahead, but lunch. The school's already over for the day. What word would you use then? There is no word for a meal you eat after lunch but before dinner, right? Linner or Dutch. Come on, girl. Where have you been for the past, 8 years? It bothers me very much, too. But I don't really know what I should say. You should say Linner. I don't think you are supposed to eat a meal before lunch and dinner, to begin with. You know what, Hishio? Shut up. But I'm hungry now. My delicious Bach lunch would go to waste otherwise. I have curry. It's very delicious. I want to have some curry. I was just talking about curry the other day. It's like, you know what? I could go for some curry. Which, with much deceivedness, Rin once again picks up the fork between her toes, and with at least as much impoliteness, she points it straight at me. So, Nikkei, what brings you to this place? Like I said, I was told to look for these things. No, the school. From outside, you look fine. Is your problem inside? Someone finally asks me. I come to a full stop, opening my mouth, but not getting a word out. I can guess. I am good at guessing. Better than most people. Rin cuts me off before I can answer her question or skirt around it somehow. I don't know which I would have done. Dude, you should just tell her. It's okay. I froze in front of the issue again. I hadn't even told anyone about my condition. Or maybe it's only because it hasn't really come up. I do get the feeling that not making issues of this is part of the social code here, as the teacher said. I wonder if the people here could relate. Probably not. Any better than any normal person could. I can't relate to Shizune's conditions or Lily's either. Naturally, while I go through this in my head, Ren keeps considering what my condition could be, with an overtly competitive look on her face. She puts the fork in between her lips and leans back, looking at the ceiling as if the answer was written up there. This is strange. Strange girl. Sounds like somebody I would hang out with in real life. This episode is sponsored by water. Go drink some right now. A beam of light illuminates her face from the window side, creating a mask of dark shadow on the other side. I don't think it's anything in your head, and something in your guts would be boringly ordinary, like this lunch of mine, and less delicious. The problem must be in your bed. Ha 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 ha! Dangly parts. It's funny. This messed up Sherlock Holmes kind of statement, and the sneer lack of tack in it was delivered with catches me completely off guard. I think I must have reeled back, even physically, as Rin's eyes widen in revelation and astonishment. So, was I right? So I was right! There's something wrong with your tackle, isn't there? Still, practically in shock by recognizing the need to reply something, I spit out the first thing that I can think of. No, nothing like that. I have heart problems. Arthemia. ... That's Shizune's line. I said it. Well, I blurted it out, but I said it. The girl in front of me pushes her lips together and glowers? Glowers. Because it spelled like flowers, but with a G. Is that a word? Glowers at me. Looking very disappointed. How boring. Trouble in the pants would have been much more scandalous. Oh, you have a dirty mind, young lady. What's with this reaction? I'm sorry to let you down. I forgive you. Just, I collect people and a person with... I forgive you. Just, I collect people and a person with, you know, that kind of problem would have been really great. Strange. Collect people? People with different problems. Huh, so you just, like, go around asking people what's wrong with them? Pretty much. I see. She seems very blunt as well. With little left to say, Rin resumes her lunch and the conversation dies away, but I keep thinking about what was said. For the first time I told anyone else about my condition. All the other people have either known about it already or heard about it from someone else. Or didn't need to know about it, like every other student here so far. Should I have told it as a natural part of introductions? Is it expected of me? Hi, I'm Hisho. I have a serious heart condition. Is that when I'm supposed to go around introducing myself from now on? As if our disabilities would define us? What a disgusting thought. Disabilities don't define anyone. Disabilities make people cooler, I think. Or maybe the Tezuka girl just has an unnatural interest in such things. As I walk to the back of the room to pick up the items on Misha's list, a chance opens to study Rin from the corner of my eye. Her hair is a burnt auburn, almost orange, and cropped short. Long hair would probably be impossible with no arms. Oh no. Okay. Oh. The boy's uniform and the lack of arms would make her look almost thin, almost scrawny. Yeah, look at, like, that body shape really doesn't, it's weird. She's not particularly pretty except for her murky green eyes, which flicker restlessly from below her short bangs, even as she eats. The distance and the shadows make it seem like they don't reflect sunlight at all, but instead absorb all of it within them like deep wells. She moves her feet almost as differently as a normal person would use their arms. See, people work around their conditions, their disabilities and stuff. However, I can see how this sight would discomfort people, especially while eating. It makes me feel a bit uncomfortable, at least. Man, you're so hateful. I hesitate to think about the word unnatural, but it's too late now, isn't it? I keep searching the cabins and shelves for Misha's things, but after enough time passes, the silence grows too uncomfortable, so I try to force some conversation out of this strange girl. That awkward silence that needs to be filled. So, do you always eat alone and this late? Or do you get the occasional visitor? Visitors? Maybe you are my first occasional visitor, but I don't always eat alone either. Sometimes I eat with a certain person on the roof, if she's not horsing around. Horsing? She likes to do sports. Oh, and that's kind of awkward due to the lack of arms. Oh. And that's all I can think of to say. Both of us fall silent as Rin forks the last bit of her meal to her mouth. I look down at my hole and double-check it with Misha's list. It seems I have everything except plywood, which started all of this. So I think I have all the things now. That's very nice of you. Don't feel obliged to stay. I was about to take a nap anyway. You need to do whatever you are going to do with that stuff anyway, right? Or perhaps you like to watch girls sleeping. I'm not sure what to make of this, but Rin looks serious. Even if I did, I think I have to be going. I'll catch you around, Tezuka. You can call me Rin. I feel that our relationship at this point is good enough to warrant this much. I was already turning to my exit, but she draws me back in. Fine then. I'm Hisho. Then you are. ... Rin looks at me hard in the eyes, but that intimidating feeling you get when someone stares at you isn't there. It's like she's actually not looking at me at all. Dude, she's staring right through you. She blinks a couple times, and I can't figure out why a pause like this just popped between us out of nowhere. See you later, Hisho. There is something like a tiny smile there on her face, maybe. Well, that was a thing. I quietly back out of the room. As I shut the door in front of my face, I whisper to myself, what an intriguing person. From inside, I hear a muffled sing-song voice. I heard that. Ah! What? Jump scare! Stop! What did she hear? Where did you even come from? I jumped at the sudden appearance of Misha, who I had not heard approaching despite the completely empty hallway. She is a spy! Somehow, she had gotten to jumping distance from me without making a sound. Creepy. It briefly reminds me of Kenji's nutty theory about the global feminist conspiracy, but I pushed that thought aside. And Shizune standing right behind her. Shizune, standing slightly behind her, looks aloft, as she couldn't have heard the remark. That drew Misha's attention, but Misha is visibly excited. No, wait. More importantly, who is in there? There's no club meeting today. She tries to curiously peek past me, even though the door prevents her from seeing anyway. What are you doing here? You took so long that we had to come check what's wrong. That's no good, Hichan. She wags her finger at me scoldingly. You're not my mother! I found plywood, but everything else is still missing because you are tardy. Man, I keep, like, double-clicking and I think I skipped something. Oh, sorry. I got the things here. Was just going to bring them. I think you are up to some mischief, Hichan. Who was in there with you, I wonder? Nothing! Girls always get this way. Misha signs something quickly to Shizune, pointing at her own ear a couple of times. Shizune immediately pushes her way past me and opens the door into the classroom just left. I can only imagine the shock she is experiencing. With Shizune's diligence and attitude, the insolence of daring to deface school properly by sleeping on top of it must be too much to bear. Nothing! My God. And indeed she stares at Rin, frozen in place apart from the slight but noticeable trembling in her shoulders. This as suppressed Ray jumpsure. Instead of blowing up, Shizune just takes a few deep breaths, adjusts her glasses, and slams the door shut, turning to sign furiously at Misha. Oh, great, now they're both mad! Nothing happened! Maybe she did blow up, but I can't understand it. She shoots a very loaded stare at me too, as if it was somehow my fault that Rin is sleeping on one of the tables. I hope she's not getting any funny ideas from the reason of my tardiness. Hello? Rin's voice comes from the other side of the door, and it takes a few eye blinks to realize she might have trouble opening it. I open the door and find Rin directly behind it, looking at us with a half-interested, half-sleepy face. Hello? If she can't open doors, then how does she get in places? Questions. ... Miss Tezuka, what do you think you're doing? You absolutely are not permitted to use school property as such disgraceful activity. It sure is suddenly very crowded in here. I don't think I didn't know I was this popular. It's hard to say whether she's happy or unhappy about this turn of events. At any rate, she ignores Shizune and Misha's scolding, so they have no choice but to drop the issue. Shizune taps Misha's shoulder, points at Rin, and makes some quick signs. ... Popularity aside, please, don't do that anymore. ... Well, it's kinda good that they weren't accusing me of shenanigans. Wink, wink. More of just napping nature, but anyway. How is your project going? Will it be done for the festival? Rin looks at them blankly, apparently at ease under the pressure Shizune's cold stare is putting on her. I keep wondering about that myself too. ... And? well, we'll think about it harder. As Misha assigns her reply to Shizune, her face turns into an unsatisfied frown. ... Miss why are they calling her by her last name? Miss Tezuka, please try to take this seriously. It'll be a disaster if the wall looks like someone threw up their lunch on it. Rin nods, assertively. We'll think more seriously. What is this? I think she's missing a few nouns and verbs in that sentence. Misha actually giggles at that, but Shizune doesn't, not even after translation. She just shakes her head, takes the materials from me, and takes off with Misha in tow. Rin frowns thoughtfully as she looks after the retreating student council duo. How rude. It's true, though. I must finish my project before the weekend. There will be dire consequences if I don't. The end of the world as we know it. Like weekends usually are. But more dire. Much more dire. Maybe I'll postpone my nap to unforeseen future. Strange. Everybody here is crazy. I'm about to ask what projects she has and what are these apocalyptic consequences, but she walks back into the art classroom. Since you have nothing to do, would you give me a hand? Well, I guess I should, because you don't have any! Oh, too soon. But I think with that, we'll end the episode, because we've been going a little while, and I fumbled through this episode way too long. So like and favorite if you've enjoyed, of course, subscribe, and share this with all your friends. And I'll see you guys next time I'm out there in YouTube land. Yeah!